Moving on to the next team of the Tata IPL 2025 is the Gujarat Titans, the team which was led by Hardik Pandya, winning it one single time in their first season. Now it's been led by the Prince, Shubman Gill. Thoughts on what Gujarat Titan can bring to the table? Because we have seen an inexperienced captain of Shubman Gill, who is now the vice captain of Team India as well, Jihan. What can he bring to the table? And your overall thoughts on the new-looking Gujarat Titans squad, I must say.
See, if you go back to 2022 mega auctions, and when the mega auctions got over, everybody highlighted that Gujarat Titans had the weakest team, and when they had got Hardik, Shubman, Rashid, etc. in that pre-auction table, like at their retention spots. So everybody thought that like it's the last time, what will happen? We don't know, but that with the league, we didn't expect that team, that entire team, which dominated the entire tournament. They finished at top of the table and when Hardik had not much of captaincy experience, but
Correct.
obviously the coaching staff believed in him. He had a very good squad, very fresh looking squad, and which they knew what they had to do. They had backups for every player position. So and they did pretty much. They had a almost perfect tournament. I could say, like, they even won the tournament quite convincingly in front of their home crowd.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
looking at this particular squad, also I would say Shubman Gill no better time to captain a side. I mean, if India is also looking for a future captaincy role for this guy, so
Yeah.
it is no better time to showcase yourself in IPL. Prove it. I mean, yeah, last year was obviously his first season, and it
Yeah.
didn't click, and it was with the older
I'm
squad.
sure he
What
must have gained a lot of experience from the squad. But what about the cabinet? This is how it looks when it comes to Gujarat Titans cabinet. 2022, 2023, 2024 are the three seasons they have played so far. In the first season, Deep, they won the IPL, as I said. Then Hardik Pandya moved on to Mumbai Indians in the second season. Now Shuman Gill. As I said, new looking side, a little bit of experience, few new buys into the side. Do you see Shuman Gill leading the side and probably getting you to one more IPL title this time around?
Right, I don't think so. I disagree. I don't even see them in my top four, right, for this season. So it's a good team. I would say the template is kind of outdated. We've seen it working once, we've seen it working twice, but will it work again? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think there are some missing pieces in
Mm-hmm.
this overall squad. We haven't been able to find the replacement of Mohammad Shami. His
Yeah.
impact in the first season was something which was missing. Again, we
Okay.
don't even have Mohit Sharma. So I think this is something which, when you look at their bowling attack, it's kind of looking at like one-dimensional bowling attack. So,
Absolutely.
and if you don't have that kind of bowling attack, which has been the
say
key of Gujarat's success, so I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not rooting them that they would qualify. But they would finish somewhere 5-6. They're not a bottom four team, but they're not
Okay.
not not the top four team.
Not a team to finish in the playoffs. Early predictions, we'll come to that. But what about the captain and the coach? Gian, a little bit of he mentioned, but let's go in depth and see what about the captain and the coach.
see there is
You said about the young Prince Shubman Gill and his leadership. Deep on the other hand said he doesn't see this squad making to the playoffs. But how important is this man's influence? Because wearing half shots, being in the edge of the fence, and then influencing his side, giving so many guidance. How has been Ashish Nehra for the Gujarat Titans?
See, if you had noticed in 22, the relationship between Hardik and Nehra was, they were gelling together. They were trying to understand each other's expertise. And, Hardik was, I think, in a better conversation with Nehra. He was trying to understand what he was expecting from the team and the changes, what he was, giving from the sideline. Like, not, he's just termed as a mentor, but I think he was doing the role of a bowling coach. He was helping the team make the fielding changes. So overall, he was like doing the entire homework of the opposition, like where to bowl, like what is the weakness, strength, etc. So I think Hardik and Nehra had a better relationship, I think. And Gill, so on the other hand, if you notice the third season of Gujarat, I think they finished ninth on the table. If I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
ninth or eighth or ninth on the table they finished. I think a lot of games they could have won the game. They had
exactly.
lost where they lost big time. I think maybe it is the captaincy pressure of the first time captaincy pressure, or maybe it was the the bond, or maybe Gill was not trying to understand what Nehra exactly wants from the side, or maybe it was just too much pressure. Having Hardik leading
Absolutely.
the squad for 2 seasons, getting them into the finals, and suddenly you are the captain leading the side. So that it makes a difference. I mean, it
True
makes a
that, and
whole
it also
difference.
reflects on his scoring and his performances with the bat as well. We all know he's a candidate for the orange cap, but last season Virat Kohli had 700 plus runs, while Prince scored just 426 runs with a striker of 147, which is nowhere near his best, and that's the reason why his team is also reeling in the bottom of the points table. Deep, on the other hand, you said Jian said Hardik and Nehra had a wonderful bond. This time in the IPL auction, I think it was a desperate buy from Gujarat Titans to get somebody like an Ishan Sharma, a very good friend of Ashish Nehra, into the side.
Yeah, but I kind of agree with what Jay said, right, with respect to Ashish Nehra's mindset and the kind of buys that we have been making in the at the auction table so far. And the reason why it worked with Hardik especially was, and this is what I feel, that Hardik had this ambition of winning this cup and becoming India's captain in T20
Correct.
format. And I think that hunger is something which is currently lacking in this side. And this is what we saw in the previous season, where it was just the same players but playing for their specific positions to justify okay why they are
Correct.
in that particular playing level, and not playing as a team as a whole and giving that collective effort. So I think if Gill is able to inspire the team in a way that put those 11 pieces together, then I think again, but still it's a four or fifth kind of a squad. But I agree that Ashish Nehra's role is still really important. He's the one who will call majority of the
Absolutely.
shots.
He's the man who is going to lead the ship once again, no matter Shubman Gill is the captain. What about the squad of the Gujarat Titans? I don't see any positive signs so far from the two guys, but let's see. Let's see if the squad on paper looks good. Jian, this is what the squad of the Gujarat Titans look like. They've gone with 3 wicket keepers. Josh Butler, sure shot, is your starter. They've bought Anuj Rawat from RCB, Kumar Kushagra, who was a flop for the Delhi Capitals last season. They've got him. They've got a little bit of firepower of Sharfain Rutherford, Flying Phillips. I shouldn't say Glenn Phillips, Flying Phillips into the side as well. But thoughts on the bowling department? I heard Deep saying that they don't have a replacement of Mohammad Shami, but I think it's a right-to-right replacement you've got with Rabada and Mohammad Siraj into the side.
I wouldn't count Mohammad Siraj as comparison right now, because in Mohammad Siraj in T20s has not been very impressive. I mean, the way he was smacked when he was at RCB showed that why he was left out from that auction. I mean, from that retention spot.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was debatable, but but
Last year
see,
he had an economy of close to 9.5.
definitely. And you see, but see, I'll tell you from this squad, what I feel is, and what I had noticed for the past 3 years, what main names are missing here are David Miller is number one, and Rahul Tewatia, because these two were, finishing games for Gujarat Titans. They have finished games like, I don't know, you can say 60-70% of the times I've seen these two guys finishing games out of nowhere. David Miller finishing that final in the 2022 against RR. Then Rahul Tewatia hitting those two sixes against Punjab Kings, and it was well ended of two balls. So, these two players, I think the players who were like literally one of the pillars, of the entire squad. And obviously, with the expertise of Hardik carrying the innings, you're missing out on a bowler, batting on a captaincy mindset. Someone who knew the conditions well, someone who knew the team well, the coach well, suddenly shifts his focus to his previous former team, and the entire morale changes. You get a new captain, so that changes. So I think in these three players, you need such like to like replacements. I mean, they have definitely a good squad, a young. We cannot rule out, their potential at all. But
Absolutely.
somewhat you can see in place of Rahul Tevat, you're getting someone like Washington Sundar, who's again an very injury prone player. Okay, they have Shah Rukh Khan who can replace maybe a David Miller again. But again, Shah Rukh Khan, we have not seen him finish too many games for Punjab. Maybe he was used less. Maybe he was used at the wrong batting position, etc. Yeah, he has done phenomenally well, but you cannot compare him with that finishing role of David Miller. They are huge shoes to fill.
Okay.
See, the missing factor here is mainly, I can say, is the main captain, which led them to the glory in the inaugural season was Hardik. I mean,
Absolutely.
it happened so fast, it happened so suddenly, and like no one was expecting. It was yes, no, yes, no. It's like Hardik to MI, that rumor, especially after everyone was hurt. Okay, firstly, everyone was hurt losing the final at Ahmedabad, and
Correct.
suddenly, losing Hardik in a span of a month, less than a month, because Hardik lost the IPL final in that same year. The India lost the final at the same year at the same venue. So it obviously hurted the sentiments
And
of
I
the
think you
people.
said about Hardik Pandya that year, but I think even more will be somebody hurt like Mohit Sharma, who is also not part of the squad anymore.
Definitely. See, if they're looking at age factor, I feel they shouldn't do that because apart from Bumrah or any player, I would pick Mohit Sharma in my in the last years or the last 3 years IPL 11. That is definitely for
Yeah,
sure because that bowler picked up wickets at times when it was least expected and. Like he
absolutely.
was in, remember he rolled back the years and when he used to, he won the purple cap with CSK in 2014-15.
Yeah,
So he was in contention of the purple cap. So you don't often see that. You don't often see that a bowler coming back and hitting his prime again. After so many years, especially. So yeah, it was quite shocking for me, and obviously,
absolutely. I think he was a death specialist for the Gujarat Titans
and
in those
and
days.
according to me, I was really shocked, or maybe rather say surprised that they didn't use an RTM or didn't use the retention card for David Miller. I mean, one of the best finishers of the game. The guy has finished too many games for Gujarat Titans. I had witnessed the game myself, GT versus RR at the Ahmedabad Stadium.
Yeah,
So I saw that guy smashing all over match winning knock. I think he got the man of the match award also
absolutely.
or something.
Yeah,
So
he played
you
so
you
many.
you
That's the
you
reason why we say Killer Miller for David Miller. But on the other hand, Deep, we come to you. Jihan says he's shocked that David Miller was not retained, but they've got a couple of, I shouldn't say like to like replacement, or maybe a replacement of the same order in that mid order. Sharfin Rutherford, Glenn Phillips. Do you think any of them are up to the mark of what David Miller possesses?
I think if you look at what they have been missing, as Jahan pointed out, was that someone who can give them those overs plus someone who can back and play both the kind of roles, right? Anchor the innings as well as finish the games for them, right? When you take Miller, so he was coming very late last season and he was not
Yep.
even getting enough chances. They were not even promoting Miller. And all the fans were criticizing the management that, okay, at least send him at two down, at least send them three down. Why do you wait till five down, six down to send Miller when you have a guy like that? And they were not able to utilize Miller completely last season. So now, when you look at somebody like Glenn Phillips, so he can be someone who can bat at number four, and you fix his position at number four. And because now you have guys like Shah Rukh Khan, you have guys like Tewatia, Surya,
Tewatia.
Rashid to come and finish the innings. So and he's a gun fielder. So I think this is
Absolutely.
where they've made a
He
trade-off.
doesn't need
Same thing
any
is with
introduction about his
Shilpe
fielding.
also.
see over
Same
here.
thing.
I think at number three, the number three is one of the very crucial spots, and I think that is going to be a major problem here for GT
I think
because
that's a
hard.
no-brainer. I think Sai Sudarshan will be there.
See, Sai Sudarshan will be there, but there is then why do you have Anuj Rawat in? Anuj Rawat had already done a lot for RCB as well. So, but again, then
I think the top three doesn't have any questions about it. Butler, Gill, and
Yeah.
Sai Sudarshan, they will pick
Yes, yes,
themselves.
yes.
It's number four
Eight
and then the
8.5
next.
CR we have spent. 8.5 CR.
see, and also 15.5 crores for Josh Butler. Suddenly we saw Harry Brook, an Englishman, only backing out at the last
Oh,
minute.
it's a
And again,
danger if
you
you
cannot
retain
explain what it.
English
See,
players.
see again. See, they are. These guys are not bothered about getting a ban for 3 years or something. But then they will do eventually what they have to do. So eventually, what if
But
Butler
I
gets
don't think
injured
so. Josh
mid-season?
Butler will do because he has a different heart towards the
Josh,
IPL.
see, Josh had already his last year also for RR. What he did, he had a very crucial role, and suddenly he had his English commitments later on in the for his international duties. And at the crucial time of the playoffs, he was not available for the side. So and that is exactly where the RR lost the plot because Butler was giving that opening blistering
You
starts
had
to
somebody like
them.
a TKC who is nowhere close to him.
No, nowhere close. See, Butler scored 300s last year, if you remember, and I think most of them were, and one of them was against KKR. It went in an
And
almost
Eden Brothers.
impossible,
Oh, what a
absolutely,
knock!
almost in an almost like well, it was almost an impossible chase, I would
He
say.
was
Like he
battling
made.
with cramps.
Absolutely, and even he scored 100 against RCB. I would remember at Jaipur. So again, these things matter over here. And in crunch situations, if GT are needed, someone like Butler, if he gets injured or if he pulls back or if he goes back to his family later on, so it becomes it is a big problem. So having your see, I'm not saying like Butler has done exceptionally well for Rajasthan Royals. He has been there since 2018, won them games, did nothing wrong. But again, somewhere maybe they are might have if they have not used that retention card on him, there might be something that okay, like there must be something behind the scenes going on. Maybe they must have
Could
understood
have.
that this guy is not giving his 100% during playing his all game because when exactly when the team needs you, you're not available. That is a thing over here.
That is a concern, and deep out here as well. I think the quality in the middle order is which is lacking for the Gujarat Titans. I see they have got with Karim Jannah
See, I'll
from
tell you, Preetham. I'm sorry to interrupt, but sorry to interrupt here. But again, I'll tell you, it is not just about it is not just about the mindset. It is about the team planning as well. The team starts planning, months earlier. The camp starts in end of Feb or early Feb. So what happens here is that you have bought these players, so your mind is focused on, okay, fine, we have a team here now. Suddenly, I think Harry Brook was bought by Delhi Capitals, if I'm not wrong.
Correct.
So they might have obviously thought, okay, fine, we are getting a good middle order over here, middle order player over here,
Everything
and
has been spoiled.
yeah, exactly. This is not spoiled. Definitely, they must be having. But you need that kind of. If you know, okay, fine. Harry Brook is in my 11 today, and today he's gone now. He have to fill his shoes. If through some we don't know if he'll be performing at that level. So same with Butler over here.
Absolutely, that is where I think the
No, I
quality in
just
this
want to point
Gujarat
out one
Titans.
thing.
Yes, Dup.
Yes. So the reason why Brook's case is very different is you don't know whether Brook will play 14 games for Delhi in that squad.
Hmm.
They'll probably bench him in 7 to 8 games.
Hmm.
Whereas
But
Butler is a
now he
sure,
doesn't have to play a single game.
yes, but Butler is a sure shot guy.
See, sure,
Absolutely,
sure.
but
Again, but an injury prone player as well because he was quite a lot of injured for Rajasthan Royals as well.
and I think the quality in this Gujarat Titans side needs to be looked into. It's a young captain. What will Shubman Gill do? What will Ashish Nehra do? What about the fixtures of the Gujarat Titans? Deep, here it is. Talking about the fixtures of the Gujarat Titans, Deep, this is how you have your 7 away games, your 7 home games. This is what it looks. But can you confidently tell me, which I've been asking every single of you, can you confidently tell me which are the games you think that you're going to win? Home 7 games, how many victories are you expecting at home? Because you are not hopeful that you're making it to the playoffs, but still you have to be positive.
So I'm expecting somewhere around 4 games, 4 home games.
4 games out of 7 at home, you're winning. And away from home, out of 7, which are the games, which are the teams you might think GT will fancy?
Away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So away, I'm expecting at least just 2 wins.
2 wins, 4 at home, 2 away from home. 6 means you're winning 12, getting 12 points. That's not good enough if you have to make it to the playoffs, I must tell you. Fixtures are done and dusted. What about the SWOT analysis? Let's take a look into it. SWOT analysis is where I think Gujarat Titans will be looked into much because they are not confident about the squad, not experienced enough. But if I come to you, Deep, what about the strength of the Gujarat Titans? What do you look into it when it comes to the strength?
The ability to pick wickets in the middle overs. When you have somebody like Rashid Khan, you have somebody like R. Sai Kishore, you have somebody like Washington Sundar. I think this is where most of the games are won or lost. So I think that's been our strength since the first season, and I think it's still our strength.
So it's your strength. You said 3 spinners, but the surface at Gujarat at Ahmedabad is more or less a belter. So do you think the surface will be changed a little bit on the slower side because your 3 spinners are really quality ones?
No, I think we have the ability to give away somewhere around 170 to 180 runs, and that's been the nature of this ground. But we also have the ability that okay, this ground is something where we can score somewhere around 210 to 220. And on such grounds, if you are able to restrict the opposition at somewhere around 180, I think that's where the 30 to 40 runs difference basically comes in.
And
Okay,
I think Preetham, sorry to interrupt, but I think we have done a big mistake by already having a slow pitch in 23 World Cup.
I'll not come there. But I'll come to you when it comes to the weakness of this side. Can you point out any weakness for the Gujarat Titans?
Weakness, see, as I mentioned earlier, according to me, again, I will say big shoes to fill in for David Miller over here. They, as I said, they have good finishes, definitely, but you cannot again rely completely on a Shah Rukh Khan or a Washington Sundar to finish games, and you cannot expect Rahul Tewatia winning you every single game over here. You need that kind of that kind of a middle order player, to finish games over here, and you
And do you
won't
really
even
think the likes of Siraj and Prasidh Krishna are good enough as the Indian seamers?
Prasidh Krishna missed 2 whole IPL seasons for Rajasthan Royals. That's all I'll sum up because of injuries. So I will least set the better. And same for Siraj. I feel he was not retained for RCB. He was also for instead for the other reason. And going at 7 runs, 8 runs, and per over, that economy doesn't help. And yeah, but I think the conditions obviously will be it will be much favorable to Siraj. But let's see how it goes because he has been out of action for quite some time now. I mean, getting dropped from that Indian
Absolutely. Yeah,
side as
that
well from the
could be
ODI
a
spot.
season where this could be a tournament where Siraj tries to prove
And
himself.
again, I
Because
think one more weakness. I think again the captaincy. I think we have not seen much of Shubman Gill. I mean, for me, yes, last year also I didn't see too much of him as a captain, as a batter, it affected his batting as well. And when we saw Shubman, batting for India, not having the, I mean, he was playing his natural game. He got the results. He even recently got 100 against England at Ahmedabad. So, but again, let's see how he copes up with injury. Definitely, I'm just backing him. I hope he has a stellar season, with the bat and captaincy, and hope he, turns it around.
Okay, so you're expecting so many weaknesses you have pointed out. There could be an opportunity lying on the cards for the Gujarat Titans, Deep. Do you point out any opportunity for this side?
Yes, so as Jahan mentioned, there are number of weaknesses in the squad, and one of them is the single-dimensional pace attack. All of them are really good with the new ball,
Yeah,
but if you look at the death
correct.
bowling speciality, we used to have Shami and Mohit Sharma at one point in time. Now, who will bowl along with Kagiso Rabada? Neither
Absolutely.
Siraj is good nor Prasidh Krishna is good. So I think this is where opportunity lies for a guy like Mohammad Arshad. So he's good in death overs. He's a
Mhm.
proven guy. And when MI picks somebody like
Absolutely.
somebody
Mohammad
like
Arshan
Arshad,
Khan is a
then
fabulous talent, and Mumbai Indians, we saw that. Yeah.
exactly we need to keep an eye on him. So there is opportunity for a guy like Mohammad Arshad, and then there is also opportunity for guys like Manav Suthar, because I'm expecting in some games instead of going with R. Sai Kishore and Washington Sundar, they'll probably give Manav Suthar also some chance. So
Okay, so Manav Sudhar had a wonderful domestic season, so we cannot forget that. But you're saying there's an opportunity lying of somebody like a Manav Sudhar. I would be very interested to see if probably Glenn Phillips, who was unused by the Sunrisers Hyderabad, does he get an opportunity? Because in T20s, he has a striker of 140. Maybe they can look into him as a consistent three-dimensional player. He can bat, bowl, and he doesn't need any introduction when it comes to his fielding. Threat for the Gujarat Titans. Gian, over to you.
See, I mentioned earlier, if the guy is 100% fit, available for all 14 games, Josh Butler is going to create a havoc at Ahmedabad. That's what I'll say. He's going to create a havoc at Ahmedabad. It will be a nightmare for bowlers to bowl at him. And we could even see maybe 240, 250 getting surpassed
That's
quite a lot of
nowadays
men.
an
I mean,
average score in T20s.
absolutely, absolutely. But even given at Ahmedabad, I think they had already scored that much, I think, in one of the games last season. But coming to that, and again, I would say Butler is going to be very, very important over here in terms of opening role,
So you're saying
which they were
Butler
lacking
can
actually.
go berserk. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you're saying Butler can go berserk. Can Shubman Gill play the anchor role like he's been playing for India? Rohit Sharma going berserk and Shubman taking his time. Can he do the same once
That is,
again?
see, that is. If you noticed last year, since last season, that is the not last season exactly. Even the last 3 seasons for Gujarat, they were like not having that proper role. They were giving it to Ridhiman Sahab, and obviously he was in
Absolutely.
his end of his career. You couldn't. He tried his level best. He tried his level best, getting 250s in some 7 8 matches. But again, you can't expect much from him. But obviously, with the likes of Butler, what he did for Rajasthan Royals, if he gets a couple of hundred in those 7 home games or something, and he loves playing at Wankhede, and Gujarat love playing at Wankhede, and
Correct.
even they have run matches at Wankhede. So I wouldn't count Butler out of even that fixture as well.
Absolutely. Butler and Wankare on the 6th of May is going to be a fabulous, fabulous contest. But after a long time, I'll be very excited to see Butler, the wicket keeper, as well. He's no more the wicket keeper of England. Neither he was for the Rajasthan Royals. What about the team strategies? Deep, here is your first question.
yes, yes.
Gujarat Titans no doubt have some quality seamers in their side, Deep, but when it comes to these seamers who can bowl at the death, as you rightly mentioned, but still I'll ask you, you have the 4 overs in the death, 17, 18, 19, 20. Who are the bowlers you're going to hand over the ball and give it to you?
So 17, 19 Rabada, then 18 Siraj, and 20th Arshad.
Oh, that's a no-brainer. So you're saying that this is your constant. This is going to be no matter if you're batting first or I'm saying bowling first or bowling second.
They don't even have any other option, do they?
That's being honest, to be honest. So you're saying that Rabada will bowl two, Siraj only one, and that is also before, and then Arshad Khan probably comes in the 20th. What about the second strategy, Jian? This is what I have for you. You raised this topic earlier as well. Imagine Gujarat Titans at 12 for 2 early on and lose the likes of Shubman Gill or Butler and Sai Sudarshan, that pillars in the top order. Whom would you send at number 4 to steady the ship? Because you have so many finishers down the order. No more David Miller. Who is your number 4?
See, I'll tell you, it's like they're 12 for 2, and if it is like in some 3 or 4 overs, right, you can't send Glenn Phillips immediately and expect him to perform a blistering knock there. So, according to me, I would send a player like Maipal Lomror. He can stabilize the ship over here. He can build those steady partnerships. He has done this for RCB, if you have noticed. He had placed those
Absolutely.
silent knocks, but then,
He was that impact player here last season for RCB.
definitely, definitely a very good impact player, and he can be used as an impact player over here. and if needed, definitely that is obviously upon the situation. But yeah,
Absolutely.
if 12 for 2, my pick surely is going to be Mahipal Lobrer over here.
Okay, Maipal Lomror, a left-hander at the top of the order to steady the ship according to Gian. And let's move on to the third strategy from Deep. This is very interesting. I see different captains utilizing Rashid Khan differently in different leagues. What would be your strategy for Rashid Khan? How would you use his 4 overs? Do you still? I've seen Rashid Khan bowling at least 1 over in the fifth or the sixth over inside the power play, and then the bowling is remaining three after the power play. What would be your strategy if you're giving the captains that deep?
For me, Rashid will bowl all 4 overs outside the power play. So starting from sixth till whenever he finishes in 15th. The reason being that you have two guys in Washington Sundar and R. Sai Kishore who have been bowling really well in power plays in Syed Mushtaq Ali and all the domestic tournaments. So if you have that kind of quality spin in your side, and so instead of trusting Washington Sundar outside the power play, I would rather trust Washington Sundar during the power play.
Okay, you're trusting Washington Sundar and Sai Kishore probably are the two bowlers. You're trusting them in the power play. 4 overs of Rashid Khan should be held back, and maybe after the power play, maybe he loves challenges. He might be one of your dead bowlers as well. Probably bowls the 16th or the
Exactly.
17th if needed. What about the players to watch out for here? Gian has given his two names. Deep has given his two names, and I've gone with my X factor. Here it is. Siraj and Rabada are the two players to watch out for, according to you, Deep. May I know the reasons behind that, please?
See, if you look at why would or how would Gujarat Titans succeed? So they need these two guys to bowl really well during the first 6 overs because the team that takes wickets in the power play in the Ahmedabad ground, so their probability of winning the matches becomes very high. So the opening spell of Rabada and Siraj becomes really important, and that was the reason why I picked these two guys. So they need to
Absolutely.
perform really well.
They need to pick early wickets with the new balls because I'm not trusting them with in the death overs, especially Mohammad Siraj. But out there, on the other hand, Gian has been constantly talking about how highly he rates Josh Butler. Butler and Rashid Khan are your two players to watch out for. May I know the reason behind, please?
Suppose if Butler gets out in the first over itself, that is going to create a lot of pressure. That is going to make GT think 10 times like before going on another. That also gives I would not say pressure, but it would create a kind of a difficult mindset for even a player like Shubman Gill over here. Is that whether
Correct.
he goes for those hits or no? Then Rashid Khan definitely, as even Deep mentioned there, that his 4 overs are really going to be very very crucial. Be it 1 over in the power play, be it outside the power play, it doesn't matter. But his 4 overs are going to be very crucial, and also not to forget, Rashid Khan even bats brilliantly. At number 8 position or number 8 or 9,
Absolutely.
wherever.
Very
And
handy batter.
sometimes. And I would say, see, one more thing. I mean, it may sound dumb, but sometimes if things are not well, maybe send Rashid, maybe promote slightly up the order at number 4 or maybe 5, just play a cameo or score a 20-25 odd runs of say 7-8 balls, and then just see, that's a very
Giving
hypothetical thing
Rashid
here.
Khan the free license to go all guns blazing is what he says. That
And
doesn't
also
make
see,
sense.
if Rashid also has that captaincy experience as well. He's led Gujarat Titans and Hardik's experience also, and I think he knows how it is done. I have seen him bat at Wankhede live against Mumbai Indians, and I have never seen Wankhede. Wankhede is such a place that they try and upload. Rashid's name was echoing when Mumbai
Yeah.
Indians was playing. So
He's a
that's
fan
some that
favorite
is so
in all
that
stadiums, I must say.
see, definitely, when Wankhede echoes an opposition's name, it means something, definitely. And obviously, it is a
Absolutely.
non-Indian player doing it.
100%. That's very rare, but yes, he deserves all the praise in the world. But my X factor out here, I'm going for Sai Sudarshan. I think just like you mentioned, that openers are the pillars of this side. Rashid Khan is also. I think he's very underrated. Sai Sudarshan, 527 runs last season with a strike rate of 141. I think he has been so underrated for this franchise. I think at number 3, he can be that anchor in case Shubman Gill gets out early. He can play deep and play a 70, 80 knock and then take Gujarat Titans plus 170. So he's my X factors. Sai Sudarshan is my 5th player alongside the 2 others you have picked in the players to watch out for. What about the predicted playing 11? This is what I've gone with. Talks were going around who will bat at number 4, and even I was scratching my head when I was thinking about that. If you have to play the likes of Washington Sundar and Rashid Khan in the same 11, I think Washington Sundar has batted higher up the order many times. If required in a situation like a 12 for 2, I think Sundar can be a very good option. Then you can have Phillips, Rahul Tewatia, Shah Rukh Khan, and Rashid Khan as your finishers. Deep, any changes in this 11?
No, I completely agree with you. I would have given the same answer. And the way I see Lomro's role in this team is that Lomro is going to push Sai Sudarshan to score more aggressively. So that's the reason why now you have a backup for Sai Sudarshan for that number three slot, right? So you don't give a free pass to somebody like Sai Sudarshan, right? But the question that you asked was that role of Washington Sundar, right? So I think, yeah. So in those kind of situations where you see that the team is 12 for two, Sundar is someone who can bat at number four.
Correct.
Even Shah Rukh Khan has that kind of game, but I won't send Glenn Phillips so early.
Absolutely. Even I would not send. I would rather have Phillips, Tewatia, Shah Rukh Khan, Rashid Khan as a number 5, 6, 7, 8. But Jian, Deep mentioned about having probably a Mohammad Arshan Khan or Manav Sutara as your third seamer. I have Prasidh Krishna. Any changes in the bowling department?
No, Prasidh Krishna, Papa. See, IPL is all about exploring the youngsters. That is why, this tournament exactly had been created back in 2008. We want to see more of these youngsters. We want to see these players who are not getting recognized, or maybe who are not yet recognized. Like there's a lot of players. Mohsin Khan is there. There are a lot of players we hadn't even heard of. We had not heard of Sai Kishore before he exactly performed. We had not heard much of Sai Sudarshan. Then later on, how he got a chance in the Indian cricket team tour of South Africa. So these things have to be highlighted. That these players, what Deep mentioned, we want to see more of these players because these guys are obviously performing in domestic, but you're not hearing them or you're not seeing them playing often. So no better play time to play these guys and let them prove their worth. Yeah, let them go for a few runs. Let them, maybe even lose the match. Also, it's fine. But again, they're going to learn. So I feel back
100%.
these youngsters. Back these youngsters. That's all I'll say.
You say no Prasidh Krishna. Is it Mohammad Arshan
No,
Khan
no, no,
again?
no. He's not played. Baba, he's not played two whole IPL seasons, and he was completely trashed in South Africa in the Red Ball series. Why can you play Prashit
Correct.
Krishna in these conditions?
So who is your third seamer?
Arshad Khan. What was his name? I forgot.
Manav
Arshad Khan.
Sudar. Manav Sudar is there, and you have Marshad Khan. Yeah.
Yeah, Arshad
Yeah,
Khan.
Sudar is
Yeah,
spinner. Sudar is spinner.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
no, no, Arshad Khan. I think this guy I had seen him bowl. I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah, but I think go for him. I think they should definitely go for it.
They also
They
have the
should
likes of
definitely.
Kulwant Kejrolia in the side, or maybe the experience of Ishan Sharma can be taken into account.
Ish- Delhi Capitals, I think he had done the trick many times. I think in the
Correct.
power play, he got the wickets. I think he had used his 4 overs inside 8 over. I think the
Yeah,
top
correct.
8 overs
He
only. He had,
mostly bowls in the opening
I
attack.
think I think no. I think you could be. I mean, not say it's up to his fitness over here. But again, for me, I think use these youngsters for me. Back them and give them chances.
Okay, so you're saying use these youngsters, maybe like Savarshad Khan could be one of your players in that
Yeah.
third
So
seamer role.
I'll give you
What
an
about the
alternate name. I'll give you an alternate name. There is another guy called Gurnur Brar. He has
okay?
been doing really well in the domestic tournaments. So what I see is Prasidh Krishna is more or less like to like for Siraj. Either you play Siraj or you play Prasidh Krishna. Both of them will do really good within the first 3 overs, and then their last over is you don't know how many runs they'll concede. So, and then for the as a third seamer, I would trust a youngster, either Arshad Khan or a Gurnur Brar. They have
Okay,
been
I
doing
think
this.
Arshad Khan still has a little bit of experience for the Mumbai Indians. I think his skill set in the death overs might just work out for the Gujarat Titans because they need to restrict runs because the two new ball bowlers might just go the journey, is what I feel. What about the predictions now? It's time for predictions. Starting with you, Jihan, your orange cap winner, your purple cap winner, your top four teams, please.
I would go for Abhishek Sharma. I mean, the
As your
guy
orange
is
cap?
in some 100%. 100%. I'm backing. I'm not saying he's going to definitely win it, but
Yeah.
for me, if I would pick from now, I think Abhishek Sharma is definitely the pace, the pick of the choices here. The guy is in some tremendous form, and that innings I had witnessed at 1K, oh my goodness, I have never seen something like that
Wankade, then talk
from a
about the
left.
Eden Gardens knock as the fastest 50 as well. Oh, he goes.
Unbelievable. And last year also we
Left to street
saw
test
a glimpse
matches.
of Abhishek Sharma and what he and Travis had tried
Travis
to
Head.
do. My goodness, my goodness. Yeah, Abhishek
Okay.
Sharma is definitely the pick. And
The
for
purple
purple
cap?
cap, I would see. I had two names in mind. I'll be very honest here. They were very very close. But if the one was Varun Chakrabarti and the other was Kuldeep, but I have picked Kuldeep here over here because
You will
I
not
want
believe
to
if you
see.
would have said Varun Chakravarti, you would have been making four names on the trot, starting with Kolkata. Now RCB people have said Varun Chakravarti. You would have also said Varun, but you're going with another spinner. That's a Chinaman Kuldeep Yadav.
See, I want to back Kuldeep. I want to see him do well in T20s as well. I mean, he has silently done well like Delhi also. He's picked up wickets, but I want to see him getting that consistent. Like Delhi have retained him, so obviously they must have thought about something.
Yeah, yeah,
He had bowled
100%.
brilliantly well in the T20 World Cup, apart from the final, of course. But apart from that, I think Kuldeep has that caliber of picking up wickets, regular wickets, whenever it's needed, 2, 3 wickets. So with that, I think he can get his tally up to 23, 24 wickets
And
by bare
four
minimum.
teams,
Sorry,
your four teams to
four
make it to the
teams.
playoff.
First will be Mumbai Indians. Then will be Punjab Kings. Brilliant side again. Third team, SRH again. Same thing again. They're over firepower batting. Brilliant captaincy by Pat Cummins, and I think they had a almost near perfect tournament. And fourth team, mm, difficult. KKR. I think they've got a like to like captaincy replacement in terms of Iyer, and I think Rane is going to do reasonably well. So for me, fourth team
So
will
the
be KKR.
defending champions is your fourth team. You've gone with the four teams. Over to you, Deep, quickly.
Okay, so very straightforward. KL Rahul, orange cap. Yuzvendra Chahal, purple cap. And my top four are MI, CSK, RCB, and SRH.
Okay, so you don't have Kolkata Knight Riders as the defending champions. You have RCB. That will suit the RCB fans because RCB fans themselves don't have RCB in their core. So that is going to be something very interesting. Thank you so much, Deep. Thank you so much, Jian. You've given your predictions. The squad of Gujarat Titans is done and dusted. They don't see them making into the playoffs because both of them have not taken Gujarat Titans into the playoffs. We'll see what Gujarat Titans, led by Shubman Gill and Ashish Nehra, do. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much, and bye bye.